Hi you guys.
Hi, welcome back.
Welcome back to Wish You Love Podcast. My name is Marilyn.
And my name is Jasmine.
And we're so happy to be here with you guys to talk about another question for the universe. A question that you guys can reflect on, you guys can think about how you would answer it. Maybe you can take a moment to journal or just simply talk to yourself in the mirror like I do. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, but not just kidding. Always talk to yourself because it works. I don't know where I'm going with this. But be sure to rate and review this podcast. Like and comment if you're on YouTube, wherever you're listening to it. Be sure to share it with a friend. Follow us on Instagram at Wish You Love Pod and TikTok. Did I miss any of them?
I think pretty much they're all linked together.
They're all linked together, yeah.
Yes, feel free to share, follow, engage with us. We really are excited and look forward to that feedback and that engagement part.
Right, and make sure that if you guys have a story or need advice to fill out our Google Docs that can be found on our Instagram bio.
Absolutely.
All right,
Jump to it.
Yes, we're gonna jump right into it, and I'm so excited to hear what Jasmine's gonna say because both of our answers to this particular question is kind of like a story. So you guys are gonna get a story time, I guess. So the question for today's episode is, when has someone given me the right kind of help right when I needed it? So I will begin. Just a little background before getting into this question. I am a perfectionist who is as well a parent pleaser. Nothing brings me more joy than to make my parents proud of me, which is not necessarily bad, but it is when I'm putting their wants above my own. And when I actually said that right now, it kind of made me think of the Turning Red movie.
Ooh, I love that movie.
Yeah, she literally kind of says that in the beginning. I definitely feel, oh, like Maymay. That's actually my childhood nickname, Maymay. And that's her name in the movie. So I resonated with her a lot. But I am currently working on this, not being a parent pleaser, not trying to be perfect all the time. But this is definitely a battle within myself. But I am self-aware, so that's good. And I'm very proud of this story that I'm about to tell you guys. As you guys know, I'm entering my last semester of my master's program, and the idea of getting a doctorate has been up in the air. I think the idea of getting a doctorate is amazing, and I would be the first in my family to do it. And as well as a Latinx woman, it is amazing because the statistics for Latinx women to receive a doctorate is actually only 1%. And for a master's, it's 5%. But truthfully, I am a very creative person, and I always have been. Growing up, I always wanted to be a singer and do something in the arts. As I grew older, my parents told me I have to go to school, and not for music, obviously. Something tangible, something I can make a career out of. So I went through my associates dragging my feet and taking music classes to kind of help me get through it. And once I got that degree, I transferred and got my bachelor's degree and did that in English language and linguistics, and now I'm doing a master's in English. So as the time kept going on, I lost track of what I want, and I just kept it pushing. And it's funny because I always say that, like, keep it pushing, or I'm just keep pushing on, I always say that. But as I said, the idea of continuing my education was looming over my head. My mom was really pushing me, or has been, I should say, to get this doctorate. Which, I mean, I guess whose mom wouldn't want their daughter to be a doctor, right? I mean, it's not her fault. I'm sure it's just ingrained in parents to want the best for their kids. But my mom has always pushed me to do a lot. And honestly, without her being so hard on me, I probably would have not felt the pressure to have gone this far in my education. But at the same time, I wonder what would my life be like if I pursued my passion instead. But anyways, I don't know. Of course, being the person that I am, I called countless universities, around the country, emailed them, and figured out what programs I'm looking for, how long I'm willing to study for this degree, and things like that. I even narrowed down the school and program and scheduled a meeting with the program advisor. Sorry, I'm turning my paper. I think we talked about in the last episode that like it really shows our personalities, like how we prep for these episodes. I literally write, if you guys are on YouTube, you guys can see it. I literally write like an essay, and she kind of does little notes. Kind of like a businesswoman, I guess, when they like present, they have like just like little notes, you know.
Flashcard.
Love that. However, throughout that time that I was like looking into these doctorate programs, my heart was beating from the moment I woke up until the moment I fell asleep. Getting my doctorate was all I could think about. And also I have an obsessive personality, so that could probably be it too. If it's like on my brain, I'm like thinking about it all the time, which is not that good. It was an anxiety-filled obsession. I was already stressed and tired just thinking about applying for the degree, let alone how I would be, you know, if I got it. So when going to work, I spoke to my friend Kimberly. She's my coworker, for a little backstory, and my good friend, and she really helps me through life, honestly. So when I went to work, I spoke to my friend Kimberly about this, and her knowing how stressed out I have been over the master's program, I could only imagine what she was thinking of me telling her I wanted to apply for a doctorate. But after going on my rant and my game plan with her, she said this one specific word that stuck with me and was the perfect thing I needed to be said to me in that moment. She said, "Marilyn, you've done enough." In that moment, my eyes welled with tears that I did not let fall. Obviously, I'm at work. But that word, enough. I didn't know it just quite yet, but that was the trigger. I kept it pushing, as I always do, and went on with that meeting to speak about the doctorate program. I did this at my boyfriend's work, and I was waiting for the call, and as the call went on, my heart was beating out of my chest. During the meeting, she checked all of the boxes that I needed in order to apply, but when I got off the phone call, I looked at my boyfriend and said, "I don't want to do this." And I began to cry, and he told me, "You don't have to." And I told him, "I feel like I do." And he said, "Why?" And I continued by saying, "I feel like I haven't done enough and that I'm not enough." And there it was again, that word, enough. I wanted to feel worthy and enough, and the only way to achieve that was through becoming a doctor. When in reality, I am enough, and my master's is a huge accomplishment with, like I said, only 5% of women like me, Latinx women, receive and have the opportunity to do. I'm sure my mom never wanted me to feel like this, but after all I have done and time sacrificed in higher education, which is 7 years now, to still ask more of me. There is nothing left to give. I have given all I have to give, and I don't want to put the blame on my parents. This is not what that story is about. This is about me realizing that I have to live the life that I want, and that no matter where I go or what I do, I have value. My value is not in my education or how much money I will make. My value resides within myself. So I thank Kimberly for saying those words to me, that I have done enough, because honestly, I didn't think I did. And most importantly, I didn't realize that I felt like I wasn't enough, but I am. That's my story.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so sweet and so one word, right? That
Yeah.
just that phrase or that word enough was enough to make you like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so weird. Like when she said that, like I said, that's how I knew. I didn't know in that moment, but reflecting back, that's how I knew it was the trigger, was because my eyes started to water, and it was because I didn't believe it. I didn't believe that I've done enough, you know. So that was the perfect piece of advice that I needed, because I don't think if she didn't say that, I don't think I would have realized it.
You probably would have still been like, I don't want to do it, but I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were just talking about in the last episode, sacrificial lambs. I feel like as daughters too, obviously our parents want the best for us and want us to exceed and go the highest we possibly can in whatever we're doing. But at the same time, it's like, you know, we're human and we have our own desires for ourselves. So it's like, I have to stop it there. I couldn't continue, you know, because I was even telling myself, oh, I can just apply. What are the odds of me getting in? And first of all, everyone believed in me. They were like, you will get in. But I was like, I don't think so. It's really hard to get into a doctorate program. But when I realized it was really deeper than just doing another degree, it was like, I didn't want to do it. Everything in my body was telling me I don't want to do it, with the anxiety and the shaking and my heart beating and all that stuff. It was like, my body's telling me, Marilyn, like, we're finally almost done. Like, why are you going on? Like, and that degree would have taken 3 more years. And in the grand scheme of things, I understand, like, my mom was kind of like, 3 more years and you're a doctor? That's nothing. But it's like also 3 more years of hell for me. Because I absolutely do not like being in school. You know, I want to be a professor, but I do feel like when I am presenting and teaching, that is not for me the same thing as being in school.
Yeah,
I can see myself being in education, but you know, and I always believe, I think you too, like, I'm always ready to learn something, but it's totally different getting like another freaking degree. Like, that's different, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, so no, I'm not doing it. I hope I told my mom by this point. I hope she doesn't hear this.
If not, surprise.
Surprise, Mom, I'm not gonna be a doctor. I'm so sorry. But why am I sorry? It's my life. I don't freaking know.
Yeah. No, I think you made me think about, like, this week. There was a job there's a job posting at my job, and you mentioned that you were planning to just apply just to see if you even got in it, but your body and mentally it was already telling you no. So you made me think of, like, that job posting. I had a lot of people encouraging me to do it because they thought I would be a good fit, and it was the same way. It was like something completely different from my current role. Like, it was gonna be event planning. So it was event planning.
Yeah, I could see you being great at that.
Yeah, and I do love event planning. I love doing all that, but as the same thing, like, something in me was just not, I wasn't fully excited or committed. It was hesitant, and like, even though I did end up like applying to try to talk to the recruiter, I'm already thinking like it's just not
for you.
Yeah, like if your body and your mind and everything's already telling you like red flag, no, I think we should learn to listen to that, despite other people saying it's just 3 years, or oh, I can see you doing that, you're good. It's like, yes, thank you, but I just
thank you for believing in me.
Yeah,
but I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Or maybe not now. And that's like something actually I was telling my mom too when we were first talking about it, before I actually even took the initiative to like look into doctorate programs. But I was telling her, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna just, you know, look for a full-time job, and if I need to get my doctorate, then I will. And then she was really, you know, the same mindset as most moms of their generation do, of like, well, once you have kids and once you get married, you're not gonna go back to school and become a doctor. It's just not it. It's now or never. And although I don't want my doctorate, I don't like that mindset, because it isn't now or never. Never is when I die. You know, people get their doctorate at 50 years old, 40 years old, 70 years old. It's like, if you want to do it and if it's in your heart, then do it, you know, but don't do it for the wrong reasons, because you want to make somebody proud. You have to make yourself proud. Like, what do you want to do with your life? And of course, I'd love to be a doctor. That would be so freaking cool. But like she was saying, like, she'd probably love to be an event planner, but like, the realness of it is like, we're happy and content with just the master's degree, just what you're doing right now with your career. Like, you know, this is where I need to be.
And it can change, right? Exactly.
It can change, yeah.
A couple years from now, you could be like, okay, I'm ready now. I'm mentally,
I want to do it.
like, I want to do it. Same thing with me, you know, years from now, I can, even months from now, I can be like, all right, like, let's give it a try.
Well, I'll hand it over to Jazmine, and I'll repeat the question for you. So it says, when has someone given me the right kind of help right when I needed it?
So when I was reflecting on this question, the first person that came up to my mind for this was my best friend, Ruda. Ruda and I, backstory, have been best friends since high school. We met on dance, really got along with each other, and I think we're going on 10 years of friendship.
Wow.
So yeah, we've been together for a long time, and I would say Ruda has really been the person that knows me the best and has shown me like pure, genuine friendship.
The
like
best kind.
Yeah. Like I know in the previous episode, I had mentioned like about my birthday party this year. Although it was a collaboration between all of my friends, and I'm grateful and love all of them, she was the one who initiated it. So,
right.
Yeah, shout out to Ruda if you're listening to this. But okay, so I thought of her first, and I thought about a chapter in my life, which maybe some of you can relate to or have been through it or understand, and it's kind of going through heartbreak. So I had I guess I call it situationship. So it wasn't like a full-on, like he was not my boyfriend. It was nothing like super serious. It was just a situationship type of thing. And, you know, it had ended, and I don't know, it was a really, really like rough time for me. Like, that's what I'm saying, it was like a heartbreak, you know. I was really going through it because I just didn't understand like what was wrong with me, or why it didn't work out, or why, you know, despite him knowing like how I felt, and like him kind of initiating, but not, he was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like it just, I was left with so much why and what and how come it didn't and everything like that. But nonetheless, it didn't happen, and that's okay, because I'm in, you know, everything happens for a reason, and I'm in a much like great chapter in my life right now with Angel. But during that time, it was just super tough for me. I remember just crying a lot and just being super fragile, and like I didn't really want to like do much. Oftentimes I also even like would drink a lot and like party, because it would kind of distract me, and I would think that it was helping me like to just go out and like get drunk or go to a bar or something. But in reality it wasn't, and Ruda played a huge part in my life during that time. I remember she would literally check up on me and would do things to distract me without me knowing. And like I know now because I reflect on it now, and I'm like, wow, like she knew that I needed these things to kind of heal and like get better. And I remember she would take me karaoke like almost every week.
That's
like it was
fun.
like, we're gonna go karaoke, like, you know, get out, like get dressed, like I'm gonna like pick you up. And it was nice, you know, we would like sing, like, and like I would laugh, and you know, she was really just there. There was a movie, I think it was that year was when Aladdin had come out, the live action one.
2019.
And I had really wanted to watch that movie. I remember even bringing it up to that person, and just knowing now that he had let me down, like we weren't gonna watch it together, like it was really like sucky. And what did Ruda do? She bought those tickets. She surprised me.
Wow,
and she
that's
was
so
like,
nice.
we're gonna go watch Aladdin. I know you want to watch it. I'm picking you up. Like, it's a girl's date. Like, let's do it. And so, I don't know. I just think, like, thinking of all those little things she did for me, and, like, how she was really there emotionally, physically, thoughtfulness of like remembering how much that movie meant to me, that she was like, I don't care, like I'm gonna buy them behind her back, surprise her, we're going. That's like what I think of like, wow, like you were really there when I needed someone.
I love that.
Yeah. And I guess it kind of goes back to like one of our episodes of like, that's love, right? Like genuinely going out of your way to make me feel better and show me that you're there. And her actions and her words were loud. And I really, really love Ruta, and I hope if she listens to this, you know, like, you mean a lot to me, and everything that you do and what you did during that chapter in my life meant so much to me and continues to mean a lot to me.
I'm sure she's listening to this.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
That was my little story time of when, you know, I had someone that really was there when I needed it.
I feel like that is the best, when you absolutely need somebody and they're there for you. I feel like sometimes like it sucks like when you're always the one there for somebody and then they're not there for you. But I'm very happy to hear, especially during that dark time in your life, that, you know, because you said it was a situationship, but I think we downplay our emotions and falling for somebody. And it's like, even though it didn't become like a boyfriend yet, it still hurts. Like you still have to mourn the idea of you with that person, the memories and things like that. So it's, I would say like friends is like the number one thing, like when you're going through like a breakup or a separation or a situational ship, as Jazz would say. But it's great that you have Ruta. I hope I meet her one day. She sounds like a really cool gal.
She is. She's super special. And yeah, I mean, who knew karaoke sessions would be like healing, right?
Right.
Who knew that, like,
I mean, yeah,
going
music
to
is
watch
healing.
Aladdin,
Oh yeah,
right? So, like, it was just the littlest things.
just quality
that, like,
time.
she was putting it out there.
She's showing you love.
Yeah.
Through gift receiving, your number one.
Yeah.
Through quality time, which is just
my
a
number
way to
two,
show.
actually.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Quality time is my number 2.
Oh, it's a number 2. Okay. Yeah, she was just showing you that she loves you. I think that's probably the secret to going through a breakup, is just showing yourself that you love yourself, like getting yourself up and going. And of course, it would help. I know sometimes people don't have this, but like to have somebody show you that they love you, it really helps. It heals.
Yeah. And I think the thing that I'm thinking about right now between your story and my story, and I hope you guys are taking this out, it's really the littlest things that can make an impact.
Right.
And you might not think like you're making an impact or like,
no,
you
yeah,
know, but like you, like the little, just the phrase, like, you're doing enough. You've done enough.
Yeah.
Like
done, past tense. Yes.
That was your like, oh my gosh, I'm always gonna remember that.
Yes.
I kept that. For me, it was that karaoke, that just being there. It's like, wow, like, she probably forgot about it. She's probably like, oh yeah, like, you know. But like, it doesn't go away from me. It doesn't go away from you. Like,
no, yeah.
So if you're listening to this, like, just know that, like, it's the smallest things that make the biggest impact.
Yes. Yes. I 100% agree. And since you did a shout out, I should probably do a shout out for Kimberly. I've never told her I love her. But I do have a lot of love for you, Kimberly. And I do want to thank you for just always being there, especially at the right moment, at the right time, like you were for this story. And just being the best co-worker ever. Honestly, she's the best. And whenever I leave that job, I'm gonna miss her.
And I hope I can meet you one day too, Kimberly.
Oh yeah, Kimberly. Kimberly. Well, we had great conversations, and I love talking to you guys, and I can't wait for you guys to reflect and really think of that person that was right by your side when you needed them.
Yeah, and just remember, again, the smallest things. Remember to make an impact. Remember to reflect. Just the smallest things that the people do around you that make you feel loved, and you needed that at the right moment.
Yes. So thank you so much, you guys, for listening to another one of our podcasts. And be sure to share this with a friend. Follow us on our socials. And
above all,
above all,
we wish you
love.
bye, guys.
Bye.